What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp. Today we're going to be doing a review of this Sig Buckmaster 3-9 rifle scope. Should be a good little video, so let's get right into it. So, like I said before the intro rolled, we're going to be doing a review of the Sig Buckmaster 3-9 rifle scope. And kind of before we get into it, I would like to shout out LA Police Gear. If you don't know, LA Police Gear is kind of like a one-stop shop to all things tactical or firearms related. You can buy everything from boots, pants, shirts, to magazines, Magpul stuff, optics, all kinds of great stuff on their website. Link is in the description, and use code DELP, you get 12% off of everything. So whether that be you buying a plate carrier you get 12% off of, or you're buying some Vortex optics or a Sig optic, you get 12% off of it. So I really recommend you go head on over there, check it out, and the prices are on par with like Amazon. They're not like jacked up and then you get 12% and then you're kind of like where everything else is. So head on over to LA Police Gear. Super good deal. Also, if you want to buy this scope, link is in my Linktree. Okay, you can head on over to my Linktree, which is in the description. Pick this optic up. Kickback helps the channel grow, helps me afford more ammunition, and helps me provide more content to you guys. All right. So without further ado, let's talk about this optic and kind of how I feel about it, the specs of it, where I feel like it fits best in your gun safe, whether that be on a pistol or a rifle or whatever it may be. So, first things first, let's talk price. So I got the optic on Palmetto. I bought it myself, used my money. Alright, this combo deal, I got the optic and the mount for $150, which I think is a great buy. But you can also get the optic and normal mounts. So this is a cantilever vortex mount. You can get the optic and normal mount for $100, or just the optic for $109. So obviously don't just buy the optic and the mount for $100, save you $9, and you get scope rings. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the features and what you get for that price point. Alright, so you get a Sig optic. You get their Buckmaster line 3-9 rifle scope. It's a second focal plane rifle scope and made out of aluminum. It's coated black. Looks like pretty much every other scope you get. You get flip-ups, which are really nice. You don't have to go buy aftermarket flip-ups. Alright. You have your focusing ring here on the end. It is 3-9 power. It has a throw lever in case you're feeling crazy with your hunting scopes and you just want to throw it to 9 power in the middle of the woods. Probably not something I'd recommend, but you can do it. If you're not a real big fan of the throw lever like I am, you can always unscrew the throw lever just like that. Screw it back in. Doesn't really matter. It's whatever you choose to do. Okay. Working this way down the optic, you have a 1-inch tube, and the reticle inside of that 1-inch tube is just a BDC reticle. So if you're not familiar, I'll pop it up. There's tons of BDC reticles out there, but it's just basic holdovers. And the way you can get your holdovers is just practicing, and or you can get a online calculator. That also works too. I'm not a big fan of them, but a lot of people like them. Or you can just go out and practice with the scope, get familiar with your rifle, and figure out your own holdovers. You have your elevation and windage like every other scope. This is an MOA scope, so 1/4 MOA per click. And at the very end of the scope, you have a 40mm objective. That's pretty much all the features of the optic. I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty basic. It's like your entry level or your budget hunting optic. So that's pretty much it. So let's talk a little bit about how the optic performed for me and how it ran. I was doing all my testing on it with this Palmetto State Armory 5.56 60-inch barrel. I know it's not a lot of recoil. I know it's not a very rigorous rifle to put this optic on, but I felt like that it worked very well, and I felt like that the optic went good with it. So how'd the optic perform? The optic was great. Super clear, easy to sight in. I mean, just looking through it, I mean, it looks great. For your $100 optic, I really have no complaints about it. And you don't get a lot of features. You don't get an illuminated reticle. It's not first focal plane. Of course, it's a hunting optic, so I'm not a real big fan of first focal plane hunting optics. But no illuminated reticle, no fancy reticle, so you can't judge stuff really easy like you can with other reticles like the ACSS. You don't have anything special here on your zeros. I mean, there's just not a lot of features on the scope. It's kind of like your plain Jane cut rifle scope, but it performed very well, and nothing I can complain about for $100. So where does this fit into your safe? What should you put this thing on? And where does this optic kind of sit? I think this optic is either one of two things. It's either a great entry-level optic for someone just getting into hunting. You don't want to spend a ton of money. You've already spent $500, $1,000 on a gun, and you want a good, reliable hunting scope. I think this is the one. I think it's great. Get the $100 version with just the normal scope rings. You don't need a cantilever mount if you're not putting it on an AR, and take it hunting. It'll work just fine. Just zero it in, it'll be golden. Or, second option, you're already into firearms and you want something that's reliable and you don't want to break the bank. Say you just bought yourself a new rifle and you don't want to go out and spend a ton of money on a scope, but you want something that works, something you can depend on. This is your optic. Alright? So, those are where I feel it fits. If you want to pick one up, link is in my Linktree, so go check it out there. But other than that, I think that's about it, guys. Like I said when the video first started, if you're looking to pick up any type of tactical gear, whether that be t-shirts, pants, boots, scopes, plate carriers, book bags, you name it, you should head on over to LA Police Gear. They have all kinds of stuff. Use code DELP for 12% off of everything. So, I really recommend you go check them out. But, other than my plugs, I think that about does it, guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Comment what you think. Hit the like and subscribe if you liked it. And I think that about does it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take someone outdoors. Peace.